So last class, any what we have seen? Can you quickly recollect it? Can you quickly recollect like what we have done?
We have in the last class we have done this wrapper class, auto boxing, unboxing, access modifiers, that is private, default, protected, public, so getter setter method. So this was done in the last class. In this class, you are supposed to explain about collections and frameworks.
Yes.
Collection frameworks, yeah,
Yeah, collections and
and
frameworks.
garbage collection that.
Yeah. So we will look into that. Okay. So just give me a second. Okay. 1 second. Just my clips is loading still. Okay. Let me share the screen. Yeah. So yeah, so here is the one that we talked about, the wrapper class and auto boxing, unboxing, everything. So today we are going to concentrate on the little more advanced, okay, little more advanced on Java, that is like the collection framework, which we call. Okay, so 1 minute, let me check one more stuff. Just give me a minute. So coming over here to we have covered the fundamentals, variables, data types, operators, constructors, functions, arrays, enumerations, and then the OOPS concept we have covered. We are still pending with the exception handling, file handling, and the multi-threading concept. So yeah, so if we cover this, then we'll be going with. All right. Okay, so yes, so we'll talk about the collection frameworks, and then we will slowly talk about that. Okay, yeah, coming over here. Let me take a package. 16. Okay, so today we have taken us the topic that is collection framework. What is collection framework? What is collection framework? Yes. What is collection framework? Okay. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So collection framework, it is a set of tools we can say that help us to that help in sorting, managing, and processing the group of objects. Okay. If you want to sort, if you want to manage, and if you want to process a group of objects, okay, for that you can make use of this collection frameworks. Okay, coming to the objects, if you see, it can be a list of names, it can be a set of unique numbers, it can be anything. Okay, so think of this collection as a well organized toolbox. Okay, well organized toolbox we can. Okay, that makes handling multiple pieces of data in a very easier way. Okay, multiple pieces of data easier. That's it. Okay. So where you can manage a group of objects. Okay, that we call it like a collection framework. But now, why do we need this collection framework? Why do we need the collection framework? Any idea? Any idea like why do we need?
When there are multiple methods and multiple classes or interfaces, then in that case, this helps in organize the data in a structured way.
Exactly. So imagine you're managing a list of employees in a company. Okay. So without a structured way, without a structured way to store them, you will be using the arrays, which is of a fixed size. If you use arrays, the problem with arrays is like it's a fixed size. Now, if you want to add one more employee to it, what you want to do? You want to create a one more array with the extra size, add the
Your voice is
existing.
not audible.
Am I audible now?
Can you please repeat again? Yeah, now it's okay. Voice was breaking that time actually.
Am I audible?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay. So coming over here, okay, why do we need the collection framework? So imagine you are managing a list of employees in a company.
Hmm.
So now if you want to store them without a structure way, you may using arrays. But the problem with the arrays is like they have a fixed size. Now let's say 100 employees are there, you store them in the array. Now I'm adding one more employee to the organization. So you want the data also, right? You want the data of the particular employee also in the array. But array is of fixed size, right? So what you will do? You will create a one more array with the extra size, and then you will add the existing array data to the new array, and then you will add the you will add the new data, right? So a lot of complication works are there, right? And
Yeah.
also to sort them or to search something, that will be you have to perform a normal operations, or that will take more time also, right?
Hmm.
So to overcome that we have a framework, that is the collection framework, which provides a ready-made efficient solution to these problems. Okay, now what are the main components of this collection framework that we have? So collection framework is divided into three main parts, we can say. Okay, three main parts. The first one is list, second one is set, third one is map. These are the three main parts of your collection framework.
What about the
And
queue? Queue?
that will come inside the list. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, that will come inside the collection framework. It is categorized.
Hmm.
Okay, it is categorized into this thing. Now, if you take a list is a ordered collection. Okay, list is a ordered collection, and it will allow duplicates. Okay, it will allow duplicates. Duplicate values are allowed. But coming to the set, if you see, it is a unique elements, and here no duplicates are allowed. Okay, no duplicates allowed over here. And coming to the map comes with the key value pairs. Okay, key value pairs. Now, if we talk about this list, okay, if we talk about this list, okay, in the list we have, okay, what are the elements that we have? So if you want, I can give you some screenshot. Okay, so let me check. Okay, and I'll just write it over here. If possible, I'll take the screenshot at the end of the session and I'll give it to you. Images. Okay, now coming over here, list. So coming over to the list, if you see, it is an ordered collection and it will allow the duplicates. Now think of like a shopping list. You will add, you will remove, you will access the items in the order. And at the same time, if you want to buy any product one more time, yes, you can. So if you want two quantity, that is a duplicate only, right? You can buy a milk twice. You can buy chocolate twice. So that allows the duplicates, right? So list, you can take an example of your shopping list. Okay, shopping list. All right. Now the common types of list, if you see, okay, common types of list. The first one, we call it like a array list. Second one, we call it linked list. Linked list. Third one, we call it like a vector. And vector, it is very similar to the array list. Okay, array list, but it is thread safe. Thread safe means you can use it in the multi-user environments. Okay, you can use it in the multi-user environments. We will talk about this. Okay, we will talk about each and everything also. Okay, array list, linked list, vector. Yes, we will do it. Okay, now coming to this array list. So coming over here, this array list is fast for searching. Okay, it is easy for, I mean, it has a speed functionality for searching. Okay, so suppose if you have a if you have elements and if you want to search, then you can go ahead with array list. But at the same time, it is slow. It is slow for adding or removing the elements. It is slow for adding or removing the elements. Okay, elements in the middle especially. And coming to the linked list, okay, you can add the elements. Okay, it is fast for adding or removing the elements, but it is slower for searching. You cannot search it in a faster mode, because in a linked list, if you see each and everything are nodes. Okay, so we will, in the linked list, if you see each and everything are nodes, we will say in each node you'll have two things. One is data, another one is pointer to the next node. So pointer to the next node will be there, and the pointer will be the address of the next node. The first cell will be the data, and the second cell will be the pointer to the next node. So now if I want to search, I want to start from the scratch only. I want to start from my head node. The starting node, we call it as a head. The end node, we call it as a tail. Suppose if you have 100 nodes, in order to search something, yes, you want to start from the head only. So that takes a lot of time. Okay, that takes a lot of time. So that's the reason in linked list, for searching, it is slow. But you can add and remove the items very easily. Okay, if you have if you have a linked list like this, 10, and it is pointing to the data node, let's say like 5. Now if I want to add an element 2, okay, after the head node, let's say 10, so I can create a node for this 2. And what I want to do, I want to create a pointer to the date node 5, and I want to erase this connection, and I want to give this connection. So adding a data and removing a data is very, very easy over here. Okay, it's very, very easy over here. Now coming to the vector, as I said, it is very similar to the array list, but it is a thread safe. Okay, multi-user environment. When you're going with the multi-user environment, you can go ahead with the vector. Now let's have an example of all those things in a programmatical way. Okay, before we move on to the next set and map, okay, let's go ahead and talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, all right. So the coming over here, once again, if possible, I'll take a diagram.
You can open the paint.
That is what. One second. Um, One second. Yeah, coming over here. Mm. Can you see the paint now?
Yeah.
So this is a collection framework. Okay. So here, if you see collection, okay, so the root of the collection hierarchy, okay, that comes from the util package. Okay, that comes from the util package. Now, if I wanted to say, let me go over here, class collection tester. Okay, so now the collection framework root, okay, that comes from the package, that is java.util package. Okay, that comes from the java.util package. So now if you say like import, okay, import java.util, okay, java.util dot collection. Can you see here this collection? Okay, so this is the hierarchy. Okay, this is the hierarchy, and that too, this collection is the interface. Can you see the I symbol over here?
Hmm.
That I refers the interface. You can also see over here the description. The root interface is the collection hierarchy, and the collection represents a group of objects known as elements. So some collections allow duplicate elements and others do not. Some are ordered and some are unordered. Okay, all right. So this is what. So the root
So
collection.
root interface in the collection hierarchy. So this collection interface is root interface.
Exactly. So this one, okay, let's say like this particular one, the collection is here, right? This one, okay. This you have it, this collection. So this collection is, we call it as interface. Okay, interface. Okay, all right. So now let's over here. So that interface, okay, from that interface you can have the elements. You can see over here. So the green colors are interface. This I mean the what color we can say, like, okay, the other color is the class. So
Hmm.
now where are the green colors? Those things are interface. Okay, the other tomato colors or whatever say, okay, that colors are class.
Hmm.
Okay, all right. So now collection is the interface. In the from that interface we have a list, queue, set. Okay, all right. So now coming over here, map, you can see over here map. Now in that list, okay, that list you can say array list, linked list, vector. Okay, and then for the queue you can say priority queue, dq. Okay, so and then we have array dq. Then set, we have hash set, linked hash set, sorted set, tree set, like this we have. Okay, so yes, coming over here, let's go ahead with this. Okay, so now when you say collection, and that collection have lot of methods. Okay, that collection has lot of methods. What are the methods? And those methods are used for manipulating the elements in the collection. Okay, manipulating the elements in the collection. Okay, so you can go ahead and you can add, you can add all those things you can do it. So now let's do one by one. Okay, first let's talk about the list collection. Okay, list collections, if you see, okay, this is the overall interface, right? Root interface. Now if you want to talk about the list, if you see, you will be having a list. See, list, and that comes from the package util only, and that is also an interface. Okay, that is also an interface. Okay, that is also an interface, right? So according to us, if you see, the green color one is a interface, right? So the list is an interface, right? So you can see the package over here, java.util. When I say list, it has the I symbol, that is the interface.
What about the queue? Can you put queue instead of list?
Can you see interface?
Interface. This abstract queue is a class, yeah, abstract class. Yeah. So
Which
what
one?
about the set? Set.
Set is also the interface only. You can see the green color, right? So now if you say set is also an interface, can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So now let's talk about the list first. Okay, list. Now when you say list, list is a ordered element. Ordered element means it will, how you are given, the same way it will come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, which order you give, in that order only it will come. So that's the reason the list is represented as a ordered elements, ordered collection of elements. And coming over here to the array, like say like in array, each and every element has been addressed by the index elements, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Similarly, here in the list also, it is accessed with the index based elements only. Okay, so each and every elements in the list are accessed with the help of the index value. And coming over to the list, if you see, duplicates are allowed. Okay, duplicates are allowed. Okay, so now coming over here, the list. Okay, if you say the list, it has types. Okay, it has types. Let me say, let's say we have array list, we have linked list, we have vector also. But coming to the vector, it is like a stack kind of a thing. Let's say like array list and linked list. Okay, array list and linked list. So if you want to access randomly the elements, then you can go ahead with the array list. If you want to access the element in a sequential manner, then you can go ahead with the linked list. Okay, along with that, we discussed some points, right? The easier one, the faster one, based on the scenario, you can go ahead.
So you mean if we need in sequential way, then need to use linked list. If in random way, what about the array list?
Array list is the random masses.
Okay.
If you want a sequence access, then you can go ahead with the linked list. Okay, if you want the random access, then you can go ahead with the array list.
Then which one is better, array list or linked list?
That vector we will come first. Let's talk about this. Okay, we'll go one by one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now coming over here, let's see how we can create the array list first.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the array list. Okay. So now coming over here, let's say I'll take this list, array list. You can say array list over here. Okay. Array list. Can you see this E? Any idea about this?
Element of
Oh.
array.
Okay. So before we go ahead with this, okay, so we wanted to cover the topic that is generic. Okay. Before we get into this particular usage, right? This particular usage, we wanted to discuss about the one more topic before we move on, that is generic. Generics. Any idea about the generics? Generics. Any idea about the generics? Yes, I hope I'm audible, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Generic, like the short name, we use the short name like this arrow word, then in between that E, D, K or like that. And
Okay, now coming over here, if you see generics in Java, if you see, it has a feature which allows us to write a flexible and reusable type safe code. Okay, flexible and reusable. This point you have to make note. Okay, generics. Okay, you can write flexible and reusable code.
instead of typing whole code, we can use the the single keyword for that particular
Now,
code.
if I say, okay, okay, what this generic will do is it will allow us to create the class, interface, methods, and that work with different data types. That
Okay.
work with different data types.
So what is
Okay.
the main benefit?
Now,
This is reusable and in the
it
short
is like a templates
template. So we can write the small keyword and that will be used as a whole code for
that
that
can
particular.
work with different data types.
Okay.
Okay, different data types. Okay, so now let me show you, like, why do we need a generics? Okay, because Java used object type to handle different data type, right? So we talked about the objects in the last class, right?
Hmm.
So that object can be anything. It can be an integer, it can be a double, it can be a
Yeah.
string, it can be anything, right?
Hmm.
So you're going to have a generic one, that is the template you have to have. You're going to have a generic one, and where you can replace the data types.
Hmm.
Okay, you can replace the data types. How you can? Okay, now let's say like I will take one class over here for the generics. I have over here. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to create a class that works with multiple data type. Okay, I'm
Hmm.
going to create a class that works with multiple data type. So for that, what I'm going to do is, which is like a template. So let's say class box. If I say, I'm saying T. T means type. The T stands for type parameter. T stands for
Typecasting.
type parameter. The type parameter means it can be any data type. It can be a
Okay.
string, it can be an integer, it can be a double, it can be a float. So the T stands for type.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now private. Okay, I'm sorry. Once again, I'm saying basically what we will do. We will say private int, and then we will say value, right? Now
Hmm.
this time I'm not going to specify the data type. I'm going to specify T item. That's all. That T can be anything. Okay, the T can be anything. Anything means it can be a string, integer, float, double, like that. Now what I do, I'll create a getter and setter method for this. Okay, so let's go with the source, um, getter and setters, item, and let's say generate getter and setter. Even if you notice the getter and setter also, it comes with the T.
Yeah, because we have given T there.
Perfect. Now let's say here I'm going to have a object for this box. Okay, though it is mentioned like this, I'm going to say that now I'm going to pass a string value. Okay, I'm going to pass a string value. Okay, now let's say like string box equal to new box. Okay, new box. Though here you have mentioned this. Okay, so here either you can mention or you can ignore it. Okay, either you can mention or you can ignore it. Now, coming to the next. I'm saying string box dot set item. Though it is a private, I'm using getter and setter method. If it is not a private, I can directly go ahead and say, okay, hello. Example of generates. That's it. Then I'm going to say system dot output string. I'm sorry, string box dot get item. Now, if I go ahead and print this, I will get hello examples of generics, right?
Hmm.
Hello examples of generics. Now, the same instead of string, if I want to send the integer data, I don't want to create this box. I don't want to create this class again for integer one. Instead, I can simply say box integer, and now I say int box equal to new box. Okay, then int box dot set item. Now it will be like an integer. So here if I go and say 1, 2, 3, it will throw an error for me because now it is considered as a integer. So because we are passing the integer over here, right? So that is what the type that we are setting it. So what type you are setting, only that you have to give it. Okay, then you can come over here and you can print and see what is happening. And now if you print it, you can see hello examples of generics is for the string and 1 to 3 is for the integer. Similarly, you can do for the other data types also. Okay, other data types also. For example, if you want a boolean, yes, you can go ahead with a boolean also. So now coming over here, if I say boolean, okay, let me say b box. So can you see? I can say true. It gone. Now I can say b box. Now if you run it, you can see true. Okay. So here T is a placeholder for the data type. Okay. T is a placeholder for the data type. You can specify the data type like anything when you create an object. Okay. So T is a placeholder for the data type, and during the object creation, you can specify the data type. No need for typecasting when you are retrieving the value. There is
Yeah.
no need for typecasting. Yeah.
What about the other? This is for T. What about the other keywords? Generic
Okay.
word.
So we have other keywords also. Okay. So one second. I'll show you that.
You can explain in short what are those keyword and what is the use. That's it. Implementation I have seen here. You have shown. Na?
Okay. All right. So one second.
I think one more keyword E is there. One more
E is
keyword
that element. K is
for
for
L
key. N is for number. V is
and
for value. So when you go with the key value pair, you will say K comma V. When
what
you
about
want,
V? Where
uh,
we will use V? V for
that is
integer?
what key value pair.
V.
V, that is for V, stands for value.
No value, but where we will use in case of integers?
Any value. So see, if you're going to use a dictionary like a key value pair, okay, that value can be anything, right? Any data type, right?
In that case, we will use K or V.
Key is like, for key you will use K. For value you will see use V. Key is like let's say like name equal to Peter. So here name is key, Peter is the value. So for that we will be using. Okay, if you want, I'll write it over here. That will give you an understanding. Yeah. Moment type
No
parameter.
issue. I will study from myself. No issue.
I'll make a note. You can take it out. Okay. So
Yeah.
we have T, we have E, we have K, we have V, we have N. T we have seen, that is type. It is used for general data types. Okay. Used for general data types. Okay. Then coming over here with the element. Okay. So element is used for the collections. Okay. Used for the collection. The collections can be a list, set, like that. Okay. Then key. Okay. Key is used for in map keys. Used in map keys. Map, you have a key value pair, right? That one. So V
Oh,
stands for values. It is used in map values. Then N, that stands for the numbers. Okay, that is used when you work with the numbers. Now, if you want the usage of this, okay, now we have seen the type. Though we discuss, I mean, though we are aware about the data type, we have seen. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the collection. Can you see the E over here?
yeah.
It can be anything. Okay. Then we have one more thing. What is that? KV, that we will be discussing with the maps. When you go with the map, let me show you over here. Just a sample I will show you. When I have a map over here, okay. So when I have a map, I will say like this. 1 second. I'll first end this. Okay. So we have hash map and map. Okay. Now if I say map over here, that comes with a util. Can you see KV? That is what I said. K is for the key and V is for the value. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Another one, what we have over here, number. All right. So number is for the numeric data type. Okay. Numeric data. It can be integer, double float. That will comes over here. Okay. So where you will say that, okay, where you will say this as, okay. Now coming over here, sorry. If you want to say the number, you want to say n, then you have to say this extends as number. Extends as number. Like this you have to give. Where you will give, you will be giving in the class like this. You will be giving like this. Okay, like that you will be giving. We will discuss about this now. If it, I mean, though you asked, we will talk about these things also. Okay. Now, are you clear about the T type? Is the type is clear for you?
Yeah.
Now, let's go ahead with the next one, collections. Okay, collections. Though we are talking about the, though we are in the mid of the array list, so I will take this E and I will implement in the array list and I will show you. Okay, now let's say, okay, now let's say I'm going to have the array list. So now what I do, I will here, I'll say class, I'll say custom list, and that is having E over here. Then I will have private array list. Okay, and then I'm going to provide the name for this array list as list equal to new array list. Okay, new array list. This you can ignore it. Okay, I'm just creating array list inside the class custom list. Okay, then I'm going to have add element, like let's say like a getter and setter elements, because it's a private, right? So let me say getter and setter methods for that particular list. See, getter and setter I have over here. Okay, so now coming over here, though it is a list, okay, though it is a list, I can say this as list dot, okay, one second, this it will
List
get
dot this is
confused.
equal to list.
I'll say this as element
List
so
dot
that you can see.
element.
This dot list dot add, can you see? Add, I can say element. Okay, all right, so here I will say E only.
We can add the element.
E. Okay, similarly, you can use this getter method also in a way that you can say public E get element int index. I can say return list dot get of index. Now let's see how it works now. Okay, coming over to the main method, I'm going to create an object for this particular custom list. Okay, let's say custom list string. I'm going to give a string. So let me say like string list equal to new custom. Okay, new custom list. Okay, then here you're getting this warning that you can place this. Okay, now string list dot. Can you see the methods over here? These are the methods. Now you have add. Okay, now you can go ahead and say add. Okay, now let's say like add element. Okay, add element, and I can say over here as Java. Okay, I can say Java. I will say this as a set element. Instead of this, I will say add element over here, because I'm going to add the element, right? So I'll say add element because I have a list over here. Whatever element I'm sending it, I'm just sending it to this method, and element is referring to the Java, and that element is added to the list. Okay, is it clear? I'm sending a string value to the method add element, and this method is holding a string value, and that is added to your list. You can see list.add. Okay, now you can see the methods, whatever methods with the list you can see. Now similarly, okay, if you want to one more, you can say string list.add element. I'm going to say generics. Okay, now this is add element. It got added. Now I wanted to print the element. Okay, I want to print the element which is in the index of, let's say I wanted to say dot get element of 0, let's say. Okay, 0 only. Now if I run this,
it will print one only Java.
Exactly, Java.
If you will put E in that case, it will print all capital E.
Where?
Can you put instead of 0 capital E? Yeah. Can you print now?
It's throwing an error.
Can you just try to print?
You have
E
to create a
cannot be
constant. Cannot be resolved to the variable. Because here you are sending a index. You are specifying the value. You are specifying the data type over here.
No, don't specify data types. Can
Then
you
I
make it
can't able
blank?
to print it out because I cannot fetch it, right? So here I give the data type. So now if I want to make use of it, see, it will come over here because I'm going to use a list method. Okay,
Okay.
I'm going to use a list method over here. So for that I need, so if I use a get, this can be used only for the index. See, it returns the element at the specified position in the list. So if it is a specified position, means that is the index only. An index that can be in the form of a link only. Okay.
Hmm.
So here I can either say 0 or 1 or 2 or 3, any number. So now 4, we don't have a 4, but see, let's what is happening. Can you see an error? And that will come with like index out of bound.
You can only give either 0, either 1.
Exactly. 0 or 1 only we can give it out.
Let's
So
suppose
check
if you
this.
want to print both, then 0, comma 1, like you need to print or how?
It will hold only one value, right?
Why 1? It should print both
You
at
see,
the
if
same
you
time.
want to print both the elements, then we have a separate method for that. We have a separate method for that. So for that, you can say like public E, okay, get all element, okay, get all element. I'm going to return
List.
list dot, okay, list
Get.
dot. You will have all the elements, okay, or you can say, you can simply over here itself, you can print also. So, okay, you can print the elements. How you can print? You can say list dot toString. Okay, list dot toString. Okay, return type, let me say void. Because if I say E, I want to return. I'm not going to return anything. So just I'm saying void. Now if I go ahead and I say, okay, I didn't call that particular method. Okay, let me call it string list dot get all element. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see? See this class, inside the class, we are using the array list and we are dealing with the list methods only, that array list methods. Okay, so based on your requirements, you can modify the methods. If you with the help of the methods, you can make use of your requirements. That's all. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So now let's say like, okay, now the same thing you want to put it for the integers, you can put it. So let's say like custom list integer int list equal to new custom list, then int list, okay, int list dot add element, okay, add element, I can say 1, okay, int list dot add element, I can say 2. Similarly, if I can say like int list dot get all element, I can say, and now you can say 1 2 will be there.
Yeah.
Okay, that is what.
So
Okay,
if we want particular, then we will add one more line. If we want single print,
exactly, yes.
we
Okay,
can. Yeah.
you want that? I will
No,
put
no,
that.
no.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Line number 28, we can add here.
Yes, exactly. So same thing, you can copy and you can paste. For a change, I'll say here 0 and here I will say int
Int
list.
list.
That's it. So now you will get a value like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then coming over to the K and V, I will discuss about this when we are dealing with the maps.
Okay.
Okay. When we are dealing with the maps, I will deal with that. Okay. Now coming over here with the N. So N is like, it's like for the numeric data type. Suppose if you want to restrict the data type, I want only for the number. I don't want a string data type to be added over here. I want only number. I want to restrict to the number. Because if you say T, string also applicable, char also applicable, byte also applicable, right?
Yeah.
So I want to restrict only to the number, then you can go ahead with the N.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you take a calculator that deals only with the number, right? So let's say over here,
But in calculator, we can also.
basic calculator.
Yeah,
Don't
basic.
complicate
Yeah.
basic calculator. Okay. And just all right. Now I can say calculator, and here I'm going to say the type as n, and at the same time I'm going to say this as number. I want for the number. Okay, I want for the number. Now I'm going to have a public calculator, and this is going to be the number, or let's say like number, and I'm going to say this dot number equal to what I do. I will have a variable in the name of number, private in number. Then I'm going to double that number, let's say public double square, return number dot double value. Okay, let's say number dot double value into number dot double value. It's a method. Okay, byte value, double value, it's a method. Okay, it's a method. Just let's say double value. Okay, now coming over here. Okay, so let's say like calculator, and this time I'm taking integer. So for example, if I say string, okay, if I say string, okay, now let's say like int calc equal to new calculator, okay, and I'm going to pass the date 4. Now coming over here, string, can you see? The type string is not a valid substitute for the boundary parameter because n that extends number only. Bound mismatch. Okay, bound mismatch. So here it can be an integer, it can be a float, it can be a double. So I'm just going to say integer over here. Okay, integer. Then let's say like so. Okay, let's say int calc dot the square method. Okay. So here what we did, we have a 4, right? We have a 4. So what will happen? This 4 is converted to a double value and it is getting added. If you want, I will print that also. Double value. Number dot double value. Okay, number dot double value.
Why you created this double square class?
Just to print, just to print print the number 2 times. The square of 2 numbers, I'm just saying.
Okay, okay. Understood.
Okay, I'm giving a 4. But I want to convert that into the double
Yes,
value. Double value is
double.
0.0 I need it. So I'm saying number dot double value, which means like that will be converted to the double and then it will be divided. Similarly, you can see, similarly you can see float value, byte value, short value, int value,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
Now let's say like I'm going to say this calculator. This time I'm saying double. Double also with a number only, right? Okay. Let's say like double calc equal to new calculator, and the number which I'm going to pass over here is, let's say 5.5. 5.5. Then let's say so. Okay, over here let me say double double calc dot square, let's say.
If you will take in number square instead of double square, so that then also it will print 16. Huh?
Which one? Sorry.
If you will take a public number square class instead of public double square, in that case also it will print 16 number square.
I'm telling a data type over here. I have to specify the data type.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you want, I will print and show you. So double
Double.
value is taken. Okay. Now, for example, if I say any other integer value that we have, I think int double, everything will come. Okay. Now let me say like, okay. Now let's take this double value as int value. Okay, I don't want to mess this. I will copy this and I will say like int square so that you can say like int value. I'm sorry, int value.
In the next line also.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Take some water.
Thank you. Just 1 second. I'll just drink some water. Yeah, thank you. So here let's say int value. This is fine. Now here let me say square, right? So let me say int square. Yes. Can you see? We are passing 5, which is a double. But when we say int value, can you see over here? It is converted that 5.5 to 5 over here.
Yeah, it will round off that value.
Exactly. Okay, that is what the number extends. Okay, so this is all about your generics. Generics will act like a template. I have shown you the type and element and number. The key value I didn't show you. Key value I will discuss when we talk about the maps.
Yeah,
Though we talked about the array list, I showed you the element.
yeah,
Okay, but I'll show you the KV when we discuss about the maps.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right, perfect. Now coming over to the next. So array list is clear to you?
yeah, yeah, clear.
Okay, now the next thing which we have, okay, the next thing which we have is like, let's say like, uh, um, what are the next list? We have linked list. Okay, linked list. So first thing we had a array list. Okay, we had an array list we have discussed. Okay, like this you can go ahead and add. You can also add objects also. Okay, in the place of this E, this will hold an object also. Okay, this will hold an object also. Okay, so for example, let me say like if I want, I will show you that example also. Okay, so let me see. Okay, array list test. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a class over here. Okay, let me say class. Let me say course. And let me say string course name. Okay, and I'm going to say public course. Okay, it's going to be the constructor. Okay, it's going to be the constructor. Let's say course name this dot course name equal to course name. Okay, then coming over here. Okay, so let's say this one we will keep it out. Now coming over to this, I'm going to have the array list over here. Array list, array list, and here I'm going to mention the class name because I'm going to store the value of this particular class, right? So I'm just passing the data type as the class name. So let's say close list equal to new array list. Okay, new array list. Now coming over here, course list dot add. Okay, I'm going to add new one. Let's say like new course of Java. So what I'm doing, I'm adding the object to my list. You can also add integer string. So so far we have seen like that only, but we never ever seen how to, adding the objects. So like this you can have it. Okay, you can add an object also. Okay. Okay, you can say like course list dot add new course of, let's say, spring. Okay, like this you can. Now if you want to print it, yes, you can print it also. Okay, so you can also print it how you can print. Okay, so with the help of, if you want to say, you can say like this. And coming over here, if you say course list dot to string. Imagine that we are saying to string. Now you'll have the object only because here we are holding the object, right? We are holding the object. So when you say to string, okay, when you say to string, it is printing the object. But I don't want the object. So the inbuilt method of to string is printing the object. I mean the address holder of object. Now I don't want the address holder. I want the exact value to be printed. So in that case, what I can do, I can override the built-in methods. I can override the built-in methods also. So in that case, what I will do is I will say public string to string. And now you can see toString is a built-in method, right? ToString is a built-in method. So you're going to override this. So when you're trying to override, you want to have an annotation. Okay, you want to have an annotation. Okay, so you want to have an annotation, let's say like applet override. You'll be having an annotation. So which will say that like this, you can say. So toString is a built-in method which we are keep on using that, right? ToString. So that will display all the elements in the list. Now in the list we have an object. Okay, in the list we have a
Object.
So when you try to print, you will get the placeholder of this object, address location of the object. But I don't want that. I want the value. What exact value it's that I want it. So what you can do, you can override the built-in methods. When you're overriding it, you have to say override. Annotation should be there. And what you wanted to print, you can print it out. You can say return.
Can you
Now,
print now?
yes. Now when we go ahead and execute it, can you see Java hibernate and spring? Okay, like this.
So instead of override, is there any other way to print this object?
No,
Okay.
you can't. If you want, you can individually go and do it.
So this is called override or what?
This
We
is
call?
override. Okay, same method but different one. Okay, now coming over here, if you wanted to, so without, I don't want this override, Nida. If you feel that I want the individual one, yes, you can go ahead and iterate it. So you can use the for loop and you can iterate it. So let's say like a public let's say like okay, void list all elements, and I'm saying for int index equal to 0, index less than course, let's say like, okay, here I will pass the course list over here, or straight away I will do here only. I'm sorry, I'll do it here itself directly. Okay, we want to iterate the list, right? So for int index equal to 0, index less than course list dot size, then index plus plus. Okay, then system this, you will say course list dot, okay, then you can say get index, like this. Now if you go ahead and see, you will get the individual elements like this.
Yeah, this is good.
If you want individual, you can go ahead with the loops. But if you want all
so
together,
you mean instead of override, we can use this loop?
yes. But if you want it in a single one, then you can go ahead with the override one.
Yeah.
Okay. You can also use the enhanced for loop. Enhanced for loop will come like this, for each, this way. Okay. And then you can simply say like this, course. This we call it like an enhanced for loop.
Yeah.
You don't want to make use of the index. Without index, if you want to use, you can use with the enhanced for loop.
Yeah.
Which we call it like for each. Okay, for each.
Good.
You also have one more thing, that is iterator we call. Iterator. Okay. Iterator is to iterate the elements in the list only. So iterator class that will come over here. Okay, iterator. Okay, and you're going to pass, that is what the template. Okay, template you'll be saying, I'm going to pass the object. So I'm saying course iterator equal to course list dot let me say iterator. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say while, okay, while I can go like this, okay, which means has next. Has next means whether there are elements in the list or not. If it is there, it will return true. Okay, it will return true. Then you can come ahead and you can make use of it. Okay, now let's say like course. Okay, so let's say same thing again, I'm going to do it. Okay, course, and then let me say so this has next. Has next, what it will do is it will check whether there is an element or not.
Hmm.
Next, is there element or not? If it is there, it will return true.
Hmm.
Okay, then coming over here. Next, if you say, next means it will return the next element.
Next element.
Has next will say whether if it is
It
there,
will
it will print
check.
true or
Yeah.
false.
It will
Next
check
means
whether it's there, or in the next one it will return the next element.
exactly. Okay, now coming to the next, it will take the element and it will print. Now you can say, I'll just say over here. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, you also have a list iterator. Okay, you have a list iterator also, which will comes with the front and back. Okay, front and back. So that we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we will talk about the linked list. Okay,
Yeah.
we will tomorrow talk about the linked list and then we will proceed. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
linked list as well. How to delink the list also. That also.
Yeah, I'll do that also. Okay,
Yeah.
once we talk about the linked list, altogether I will talk it. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so yes, so this is the one. So today we talked about the generics collection frameworks. In the collection frameworks, we talked about the array list.
ArrayList, list, and generics.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me share the let me share the files with you on the chat. You can take it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, here you go. So totally 5 files we have. Can you check it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So coming over here, the topics that we deal is generics. Then we